What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Rail. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how cover 4 quarters works in Madden 21. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So like I said, man, let's go ahead and dive right into this. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys exactly how cover 4 quarters works and exactly basically how I feel about it, and how you'll feel about it at the end of this video is not too good, honestly. But let's go ahead and dive right into this. I'm gonna talk about the strengths and I'm gonna talk about the weaknesses, of course, and like I said, by the end of the video, you're gonna understand how to run this and how it works completely. So we are gonna be coming out in cover 4 quarters, but first I do want to show you guys that zone drops is off, just so you can know, because obviously if zone drops are on, then that way you actually cannot play match coverage. So I needed to make sure I talk about that. So you see cover 4 quarters right there. So I'm actually gonna use spread watch slot for an example, just because it's a lot easier to talk about how match concepts work in a 2x2 formation. And don't worry, I'll show you what happens if it becomes a 3x1, which means 3 receivers on one side, 1 receiver on the other side, and I'll show you exactly how that works. But the play I'm actually going to demonstrate is going to be Z shallow. So right here you can see we do have cover 4 quarters. Now, one thing I need you to understand about cover 4 quarters is how our corners and our safeties are going to play, and then that's going to help explain how this 3-rec hook. Now, I'm not going to cover quarter flats in this video because I'm actually going to save that for whenever I talk about, like, I'm actually going to do a video where I talk about different which ones are kind of the best, like seam flat, quarter flat, purples, or cloud flats, just kind of telling you guys, showing you guys what I believe is one of the best ones to use. So I'm not going to touch on quarter flats. I'm only going to touch on everything else besides that. So what you guys want to pay attention to is exactly who matches onto what. So let's demonstrate that by going to 4 verticals, and then let's snap the ball, and then I'm actually going to break down exactly how they match up and exactly why they match up the way that they do. And then I'm going to show you guys my theories, and I'm going to show you exactly how EA programmed cover 4 quarters to work. So yeah, let's get into it. So this guy's responsibility right here is going to be this receiver. So if this receiver does anything that's over 5 yards, he's going to man match that. So he goes on a streak, so he man matches that. Now this guy's responsibility, the safety, he's going to match onto the number 2 receiver. So the way you read this is number 1 receiver and this is number 2 receiver. So you always start from the sideline. So this is 1, this is 2, and now if you go this way, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So that's real important, and you understand exactly how that works here in a second. But he's going to match onto the number 1 receiver if that number 1 receiver does anything past 5 yards. Now this guy is going to lock on to the number 2 receiver if he does anything that's past 5 yards in his area, basically. So you see he goes on a streak, he goes on a streak, that's why they match him. Now it's the same principles with this side. That's why you see the corner right here match him. You see the corner right here match him. Now the quarter flats, I'm not going to touch on those, but the 3-rec, this is actually the 3rd receiver, because see we have 1, we have 2, and we have 3. So watch the 3-rec. This is why the 3-rec is actually going to play man on the running back. He's actually going to pass him off, and then if I waited a long enough time, he's actually going to turn around and run and come back to the running back. And you'll see that in a little bit, because you'll notice that they do it a lot. Now to demonstrate this is how that works, let's say we take square, we put them on an out route, and then we take square and smart right? So it's 10 yards, and we have the in route. So what should we expect? We should expect this corner to man up, not the corner, this corner right here to man up on number 1, and this corner right here to man up on number 2. So let's see exactly what happens, and you can see he mans him up, exactly how that's supposed to work. So don't worry, I'll be breaking everything down into good detail for you guys. So right here, let's say we have this coverage right here, right? Of course, cover 4 quarters. Now let's say we do something like this right here, to where number 1 is going to go deeper than 5, but number 2 does not go deeper than 5. So what do you guys think is going to happen here? So let's actually snap it so I can show you guys, and I'll explain to you why it happens that way. So what you should know is that number 1 is going to match, but number 2 is going to turn into a regular cover 4 quarters. So not regular cover 4 quarters, but it's going to turn into a regular inside quarter. So you see how he's on the inside quarter right now, but since we actually have match coverage behind it, there's match principles that apply, and that's one of the match principles. So if number 2 receiver does not go straight at him, so if it doesn't go past 5 yards, he's actually going to turn and just play normal zone coverage. He's not going to match anybody. That's just going to be his area of the field. Now the best way to test this also is, let's say we put number 1 like this, right? So now what should we expect? We should expect the cornerback to what? Play his regular cover 4 assignment, right? So it's basically gonna turn into a cover 4 drop for that cornerback. So let's go and snap the ball right here so I can show you guys. So let's see, number 1 does that. You see how he comes back, but he goes back. That's what I wanted you guys to wait on, that he actually will pull back, so he's not actually man matched to that. So Real, what does all this mean? So basically, if you could picture how this cover shell works, if these receivers go past 5 yards, this is the cover shell that you could picture right here, to where they are going to match that. Now, the same rules applies with these two. Let's say we have something where they go past 5 yards. This is basically what that cover shell ends up looking like. And now, this is actually our number 3 receiver right here, the running back. So you can actually picture this guy basically going to end up playing man on the running back. So you actually end up with a cover shell that pretty much looks like this. So let's go and kind of reset this so I can explain this to you further. Now, let's say number 1 receiver goes inside and number 2 receiver goes short. So like we have 2 routes that aren't over 5 yards. So what you should expect going to happen is these two right here, corner and safety. My controller's tripping. This controller's broken. But what's essentially going to happen is that these two are actually going to play their regular cover 4 drop assignment. So he's going to play a regular cover 4 drop. He's going to play a regular cover 4 drop. And I'll show you guys that right now. So boom, they both go inside. Now watch how they just go back and kind of play their own area of the field. So you see how it kind of looks like they're playing cover 4 drop, because that's exactly what's going to happen. So also to test this, let's say we put them on a curl route, right? So what you should expect is, since it's past 5 yards, both of them are actually going to match. Now, that's the reason why I'm going into this heavily. You see how both of them cover them? They actually man turn and actually man guarded. Now, this is really critical for you to know on defense as well, because it's going to be able to help you understand how you can kind of set up things to not get bombed, and you can understand the risk that you're taking. So now let's take a look at this side too as well, because I want you to pay attention. So anytime you have a wheel route on the field, that's actually going to be able to allow this quarter flat is going to run with that every single time. So the way quarter flats are programmed, if a wheel route happens, they man match that. Now, why is that? Ask EA, but I want to prove that to you guys right here. So what you should expect to happen is that this quarter flat is going to come back and kind of sit on the running back, right? So let me go ahead and show you guys that. So just watch how the quarter flat is going to man match. You see how he man matched that? That is going to happen consistently every single time. Now, to prove that that's going to happen consistently, I'm actually going to take the running back and I'm going to put him on a swing route. Now, what you should expect to happen is that the quarter flat would actually come off of it and actually go guard the running back. Now, let me show you guys what happened in that case. So hopefully I get a little bit of time. So you see how nobody guards the running back? You see how the running back sitting over there all by himself? That's pretty much, one of the downfalls against cover 4 quarters. So again, also I want to prove something here. Let's say I take square, put him on a streak, triangle, put him on a streak. Now what's going to happen? These two are actually going to go guard him. So now if I take X and put him on a slant, who's actually going to guard that slant? Nobody. So in the way this is going to work is this cornerback is going to end up playing a cover 4 quarter. They're basically going to play cover 4 quarter. So now what? You see the slant is going to get matched, but not by who he actually wants. It's actually get matched by the I believe that was a safety that matched that. Actually, let's run that again, because I actually was not looking. And I can explain to you why exactly that happened too as well. So on this side, yeah, so he actually got matched. So the reason that he matched that is because number 2 actually went a little deeper with his slant. But if I take him and put him on a drag just like this, then what you're going to notice is that safety is actually going to just turn into a regular cover 4 quarters. So you see how he just turned into a regular cover 4 quarters? The reason why is because it didn't go past 5 yards. So for whatever reason, EA has a program to where if it goes past 5 yards, they consider that a man match. Now, let's say we have a concept like you see right here. So how to kind of use cover 4 quarters to bust it. So like I said, there's a lot of easy ways to bust it, and honestly the easiest way you can bust it is doing something simple like this right here. So this would be something that will shred cover 4 quarters. Actually something even more simpler. This right here would absolutely shred cover 4 quarters. Now you might be thinking, well, how do you know that? So what's going to essentially happen is, for whatever reason this wheel route comes, it's going to kind of glitch out this guy right here, and he's going to be like, oh crap, I actually have to go guard circle, which is the outside receiver. So for whatever reason, no matter what happens at this wheel route, he's actually going to go guard circle for whatever reason. So I can put circle on a I'll show you the drag first just so you guys can kind of see. Now watch the cornerback, watch Jerry Alexander, watch how he kind of covers and he's like, oh, I have to go cover that. Now watch what happens if I try to playmaker circle. You see how he follows him and now he's man matched. I don't know why that is on there. Like that's like a bug that should not be on here. So this is one reason I'm showing you guys this video, so you can be very aware of things that go on with cover 4 quarters. So let me go ahead and continue to dive a little further. And don't worry, I'm gonna show you how easy it is to bust cover 4 quarters as well. Which you guys can already know how easy it is. That's why I personally don't run it as much, but it can be good against people who don't really know the ins and outs of cover 4 quarters. So again, I want to show you guys this right here. So let's say we take circle and we put him on smoke screen, right? So you would expect the corner to be able to play X still, right? So let me kind of show you what happens. Hopefully I don't get hollered at. So watch G. Alexander, right? So you see how he turns and runs with them. Okay, that time he actually did it, and I think it's because of the hits that actually the 3-rec actually did recognize that. And also that does bring me to the fact that I do want to talk about 3-recs real quick. I'll touch on the rest of that in another video, but last thing I wanted to talk about for sure is why this kind of concept right here would actually kill cover 4 quarters, and it's really going to be the running back. So any route that you put out with the running back on a streak is normally going to bust cover 4 quarters. Why? Because the 3-rec is supposed to be manned up to the running back since he's the third receiver, but what ends up happening is the 3-rec always follows any type of drags that come across the field. So a simple setup like this, or a simple setup like this, or something like this will always kill cover 4 quarters. So let me go ahead and reset it so I can show you guys just something simple like this. How watch the running back, right? So hopefully I get enough time. I want you to watch the running back, and I want you to watch the 3-rec cook, and just kind of see exactly why. So you see how the drag pulls him down, and just look at how nobody's absolutely guarding that running back. So a lot of people might think that's fluke, but it's the way that EA is programmed. And like I said, I could break that down for you guys in replay really quick. And then I think I have one more thing to mention, and that's pretty much going to be the video. So like I said, the reason that works is because why number 1 disappeared. So the way it works, it's supposed to work is that he's supposed to match with number 2, but since number 2 actually goes past 5 yards, that's why the safety's going to match. So the corner's like, oh yeah, I don't have to guard that. I have to go guard my number 1 now, which is all the way across here. Now the 3-rec, the reason that I don't really like 3-recs on this game is because they kind of do a lot of unnecessary things. So 3-rec means you're supposed to man up on the third receiver, which our running back is the third receiver, right? So why is he chasing this drag route? It doesn't make any sense, you know. So he should be running with this in theory, but like I said, that's just one of the things that EA has bugs with, because he's running with him, nobody's well, you know, the cornerback's obviously like, I'm supposed to guard it, but for what reason, I don't know. But another thing I wanted to talk about is the 3-rec cook. So I wanted to talk about that real quick. So you see how now this is our third receiver. Now let's say I motion him across, right? So now we got a 3-by-1. So now what? This is now our third receiver. So we got 1, 2, 3. So this is our third receiver. So let's say we do a concept. Actually, let me spy these linemen real quick, and then this would be the video. I just want to give you guys something quick here. So like I said, we have something like this, then our third receiver is right here. So what we can expect that 3-rec hook to do is actually go ahead and man match on X right here. So what you're gonna notice is that what he's gonna run with that, he's gonna stay right there, and then normally see how I playmaker him, he's following the whole way. Why? Because that's his man. If I try to playmaker him up, you see how he's just with him the whole time. So that's how you know the 3-rec is pretty much man matched on the third receiver. So again, to kind of simulate that again is, let's say I motion him across. Now what we have, 1, 2, 3. So this is the third receiver, and this is technically the fourth receiver. So if I take triangle and I put him on the hitch, which I don't have to do a hitch, I could do something like a curl. So if I did a combo like this, then what we can expect our 3-rec to actually go ahead and match that. Now hopefully I have no time, because I'm not going to spy on nobody, because I want you guys to be able to watch that 3-rec really closely. So watch what he does. He goes with the drag, and normally he actually comes back. I think I probably should have no, I want to say it's the hitch. So that's something that's still weird. Some things it's kind of hard to say with match, because there's some things that even I don't know for a fact, but I'm okay with admitting that I don't know. I'm just sharing with you guys everything that I know for a fact and how match coverage works, which normally they're supposed to man match onto that right there. So you see right there how he's man matched on the hitch. So if I try to play maker the hitch, but you see how he's running with that hitch right there, and then for some reason he backs off. But like I said, that's essentially how the 3-rec works. So whatever they identify as the number 3 receiver, they normally man match onto that. Now, like I said, there are some route combos, which I don't want to get into, because this will be a 30-minute video talking about the route combos that can pretty much glitch out that 3-rec. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys have a great explanation. So if you want, like I said, a quick overview of what cover 4 quarters looks like, this is pretty much the best way I can picture. Like, I want you to mentally picture. So anytime you call it cover 4 quarters, just mentally picture it like this, because that's normally 9 times out of 10 what you'll see it look like. So anyways, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.